Hello everyone, Man Aviation here, back with another video. It is Sunday the 5th of January 2025. I'm currently in Geneva and today is the day where we all say goodbye to JET2's Boeing 757s. It's the last day they're in operation and one of the last aircraft they have in service, Golf Lima Sierra Alpha India, has the honours of doing the last return sector, Manchester to Geneva and then Geneva to Manchester. I will be on it today on its last ever passenger flight back to Manchester, where it will have 3 days on the ground before flying to St Athan in South Wales, where sadly it will be broken up. So it's going to be quite a sad, emotional day today. There's lots of spotters on the flight, so there should be good atmosphere on board. Now, unfortunately, there is lots of snow back home in the UK, and there's currently delays of around 2 to 3 hours at the airport. Our flight was due to leave Manchester at around 5 to 7 local time. It's now estimating 9:30, so I think we're going to be in for a bit of a delay this afternoon, but it just makes the day all the more interesting. So let's see how today pans out, and let's enjoy Jet2's Boeing 757 for one last time. See you in a bit, guys. So we stayed at the Ibis, which is located around a 10 to 15 minute walk away from the terminals. It's closer to Terminal 2, which is where we'll be flying from today. It's the charter terminal here at Geneva, so it's only used at certain times of the year and I believe at certain times of the day as well. But just so happens that we'll be flying from it today. This is it. You can see in front of you. It looks quite old. There's not much to it. And you'll see when we get inside just how little there is inside. Beat the T2 at Manchester. Right. 1 minute. To mark the occasion, I wanted to get a paper boarding pass, which I was able to do by the very friendly guy at the check-in desk today.
Do you want me to print your boarding passes?
Yeah. That's right. Thank you.
Hello.
Security is located just behind the check-in desks and only took around 5 minutes to go through that morning. There was only 3 lanes. I think there's only 3 lanes there, so I can imagine when it's properly busy it would take some time to go through, but we were through nice and quickly. You've got to be kidding me. Now that was my initial reaction to this, well, what I thought where we was going to be spending the next 3 hours, which is how long our delay turned out to be. It turns out this is just a waiting area, and you actually get a shuttle bus that takes you to the main terminal, Terminal 1 at Geneva. As before mentioned, Terminal 2 is technically just an overflow terminal really, for check-in and arrivals in the winter months and only at certain times of the day. Now I did forget to hit record when we boarded the bus, so this is why it skips just a little bit, but this is us getting off the bus at Terminal 1. Go through a set of doors and then up some steps, and it takes you into the main area. Now, with it being peak winter season and at lunchtime, the terminal was absolutely rammed. I don't really think it's designed too well. You know, I get all terminals end up getting busier at certain points, but I just thought the layout of everything, it wasn't great. The shop selection wasn't amazing. There was only, I think, 2 or 3 restaurants in the entire bit. Each was absolutely rammed. There was barely any seating anywhere, and it's just overall not a place you want to be spending a delay. It's great if you can just turn up, go through the crowds and board your flight, but not when you're having to wait. So do bear that in mind if you end up visiting. Just, hopefully you end up getting a seat somewhere. Now, with our delay, our gate ended up being announced around 3 hours before departure, which is probably the earliest to have been called to go to a gate. We'll be leaving from D86 this afternoon, which is another separate building from the main terminal. Geneva has a few different gate areas. You've got gates which span sort of across the length of the main terminal departures bit, and then there's multiple little satellite terminals, which is where we'll be leaving from this afternoon. It is a bit of a trek, around a 10 to 15 minute walk, so do bear that in mind when you are leaving Geneva. Chances are you will have quite a walk to your gate, so do leave enough time and don't leave last minute. It's mostly just an underground corridor with travelators, so you do end up getting there pretty fast, but yeah, like I say, you don't want to be rushing to this part of the terminal. After quickly getting through passport control, we made our way up the escalator to our gate area. Now, when we reach the top of the next set of escalators, you'll see some steps going down. That takes you to another gate area, but there is also a shop there, so you will have access to food and drink for the time that you spend there. Obviously, us being av geeks, a lot of us just spent time next to the window, so it made time go quite fast on this occasion. But yeah, just the fact that there is the one shop there does make it slightly better if you are in for a long wait. I might go on one of them things, you know. Boarding was absolutely chaotic. I mean, with it being a full flight, didn't really help. But there was no like queuing system, no like barriers to like separate lanes or anything. It was just a free for all. I know it was a bus gate, and boarding by zones when it's bus boarding doesn't really work. So I get that, but it was a little bit of a mess, to be honest. And a lot of passengers' boarding pass didn't work for some reason as well, which as well didn't help. Thank you. It was down the steps and onto the bus, which we waited on for around about 5 minutes before it took us to the plane. It was a full flight this afternoon, so 3 buses were needed in total. It did take a while for them all to reach the plane, though. I think it took a total of about half an hour, really. There was just like one, once one left, it took ages for the next one to arrive and kind of thing, and the whole boarding process was just really slow. I mean, as you'll see in some of the later clips, us av geeks were just most bothered about getting pictures and footage of the plane, so everything that seemed an inconvenience to everyone else just seemed like a big convenience to all of us, so yeah, that was quite funny. So the next clip will be of us boarding the plane. Now, just because of how it all was, we were all taking pictures, everyone wanting pictures with the aircraft. I'm going to keep this raw and uncut just to show you what it was like on that day. It was a very good atmosphere, and everyone just wanted to get as many pictures as possible, allowing the very few regular customers on that flight to board first. So yeah, I'm going to leave this raw, unedited, uncut, and just show you how it was that day. Lovely.
You recording the whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, nice one.
Proper geeky, I know.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. It's on your way.
I don't think people are going to get on it very anytime soon.
No, no rush. looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, well good.
Looks beautiful.
These weird British people can't
I know.
get off.
What we're doing.
You come for this inspection. Yeah.
Elliot, could you get a quick picture of me in front of the engine or something? I'm alright here. Lovely. Thank you, mate.
You got one idea?
Yeah, go on then.
Thank you.
Yeah. On the camera, yeah?
Yeah, that's alright.
No problem.
It should open up.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
We really take the piss, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We've got to do it.
You've got to, mate. Oh, sad, isn't it?
I know, but I'm going to cry. Charlie, isn't it?
Yes.
To Manchester for me. 37 years. This is when it happened with JET2. It's about 20 old with JET2 because it used to be with China Southern. If you look at the fact that it's outside Deboarding, it'll be Chinese. It used to be with the Chinese airline. The useless fact, but there you go.
It's quite interesting, but yeah.
Little things you don't realise, you look at it, it's fascinating. What about one is? Yeah. Do you want to be a pilot or anything?
It's always a dream, isn't it?
How old are you?
18.
18. I went to CAE.
Really?
Yes.
Decent. Get one of that fine. Hiya. Thank you.
Someone else is on there, is it just yours?
Yeah. Oh, he's boarded at the back. He's sat a bit further up.
I'm 18.
They say awards and cards?
Yeah. Do you know who the first officer is today?
Us, I will tell you.
Elliot, have a good flight, yeah. I was sat in 7A for that flight, which, well, when the steps were removed, offered a pretty decent engine view. Also had 2 windows as well. I would say one to think about when looking to book a flight on one of these in the future, but sadly that won't be possible. Now, because the boarding took quite a while with the buses, as I mentioned, with each bus, around 3 of them arriving sort of within 10 minutes of each other, the crew did allow us spotters to hang around by the L2 door and get some pictures and videos, which I did take the opportunity. I think it took around about half an hour from me boarding to us pushing back, which was all right, to be honest. We were, I think, at least 2.5, 3 hours delayed at this point. But I don't think any spotter on that flight really cared. As long as it didn't get cancelled and it operated the flight, I don't think any spotter on that flight would have cared about any more delays.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard this JET2.com and JET2 Holidays Boeing 757 flight to Manchester. My name is Dave Ricks, I'm your captain for today's flight. With me on the flight deck is my colleague Charlie Collier. And in the cabin today we've got Jeff in charge of the cabin. He's going to be assisted by Neil, Jamie, Bailey and Charlie. They will be giving briefings shortly. I would ask you to please pay close attention to those. Even if you are a frequent flyer, it is there for your safety. If you don't already know, this is the last passenger flight for JET2 of the Boeing 757. You're sitting in Golf Lima Sierra Alpha India, and this is her last flight. She's going to be flying her last flight, final flight this week to St Athens in Wales with no crew. But as I say, last commercial flight for JET2 for the 757 fleet. We'll be sad to see it go. Once we do get underway out of Geneva, we'll be climbing to 38,000 feet, so our last flight's going to take around about 1 hour 32 minutes. It should be nice views as we leave Geneva, nice and clear skies all the way. Manchester at the moment, a little bit cloud around, as you are aware. We're a bit slightly late inbounds due to the weather. Originally in Manchester, as the snowstorms came through, Manchester was closed till about 9 o'clock this morning. So the knock-on effect has affected us leaving here, and I believe there's some congestion in the terminal. However, we're expecting to get underway shortly. We've got a take-off time just after 1/2 hour. And we'll make our way to Manchester. I'm actually flying you there, so I will speak to you later on to give you a better idea of the weather in Manchester and our arrival time. In the meantime, I do hope you enjoy your flight on the final flight of the 757 with JET2. Thank you.
The only thing they give you is meant to give you €8 vouchers at the airport. It's anonymous.
Please make sure that your seatbelts are securely fastened and that of any infants and small children you have travelling with you. We'd like to thank you for your patience on the ground here and wish you a pleasant flight. Cabin crew arm doors for departure. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you're very welcome on board your JET2.com flight to Manchester. Your captain today is David Ricks, and first officer is also captain today, Charlie Collier. Our flight time is expected to be around 1 hour and 32 minutes. We're cruising at an altitude of approximately 35,000 feet. It's now time to take you through the safety procedures for this Boeing 757-200 series aircraft. It's very important, so please remove any headphones and listen carefully. In the seat pocket in front of you, you will find a safety instruction card. It has lots of safety information with details about emergency doors and escape routes, oxygen masks, how to use the life jackets, the brace position and more. You'll find even more safety information in our Getaway magazine. Please be aware of the safety signs in the cabin and follow all instructions given by our crew. This plane has 8 emergency exits. These are clearly marked and we're pointing them out to you now. To help you find your way to these exits, when there is reduced lighting and visibility, we have extra lighting in the ceiling and in the aisle along the floor. Take a look for your nearest exits now, bearing in mind that they may be behind you. If you need to leave the plane quickly, take off your shoes or anything that may damage the slide, leave all hand baggage behind and go to your nearest usable exit. If there is a change in the cabin pressure, masks like this will automatically appear from the panel above your head. As soon as you see it, pull down to start the flow of oxygen. Breathe normally as you put it over your nose and mouth, then adjust to fit. Make sure you put on your own mask first before helping anyone else. The bag on the mask may not inflate, but rest assured oxygen will still be flowing. A life jacket is still located underneath your seat. When told by us, remove it from its bag by pulling the tab and pull it over your head. Pull the strap around your waist, fasten at the front as we are showing you, and tighten by pulling the tab. Once you're outside the plane, inflate the life jacket by pulling down on this red toggle. If you need to inflate it more, blow into this tube. There is also a light and a whistle to attract attention. It's now time to fasten your seatbelt. Simply press the 2 metal ends together of your seatbelt together until they click. Pull on the strap to adjust so it's tight and low around your waist. To release your seatbelt, just lift the metal cover. So you're ready for takeoff. Please now make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened with your tray table and cup holders folded away, your armrests locked down and your window blinds fully open. Please check that bags or loose items are safely put underneath the seat in front of you. Thanks for listening and enjoy your flight.
here for another 15 minutes. We start our initial descent for Manchester, expecting to arrive there at 20 past 3 local time. Weather on Manchester, moment giving belly light winds from the north-east. Visibility is around about 3.5 kilometres. There is some low cloud around about 1600 feet with a temperature of 2 degrees. It's slightly drizzly at the moment. I hope you had a pleasant flight on the final flight of the 757 for JET2, and on behalf of myself, my colleague Charlie here, and the rest of the crew, I'd like to thank you for flying with us today. We hope you enjoyed it, and we wish you a safe onward journey.
Manchester, everyone. Now that we've landed, you must stay seated and buckled up until the seatbelt signs have been switched off. When you do get up to go, please make sure you've got everything with you, and make sure you take care when opening overhead lockers, as some things may have moved around during the flight. Just so you know, you're not allowed to smoke or vape on the way to the terminal or inside the terminal itself. Our friendly customer helpers are ready and waiting for you in the terminal. You can't miss them, as we're wearing our famous red uniform. One last thing to say thank you for holidaying with us. We'll be giving you one of our amazing rain check vouchers. This gives you a terrific 5% off your next return Jet2.com flights, or £60 off your next new booking with Jet2 Holidays. To claim your money off, book online at Jet2.com, Jet2holidays.com, on our Jet2 app and through our friendly call centre, or contact your local independent travel agent. And if you sign up for a My Jet2 account, you'll also have access to exclusive benefits like discounts on flights and holidays and hot off the news press. From everyone at Jet2.com and Jet2 Holidays, we can't wait to see you again soon, and we all hope you've had a lovely holiday. gentlemen, in a few moments time the aircraft will arrive onto stand. Once we do so, please do refrain from moving around in the cabin just until the seatbelt signs located in the panel above you have been switched off. This should clear indication the engines are being fully shut down, and it is then therefore safe to move around in the cabin. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much. See you later.
Good. Get on see. Get some interest.
Oh my god, the weather is grim.
Lovely photo, mate.
See, I've got to wait for my mate, so I don't really want to get on this bus. I know.
Guess you can wait to tell
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just wanted to do excuse to wait out here. My friends are still on board, so I don't really want to leave them. We'll have to squeeze on either way.
black one?
Yeah.
It's worse than the underground.
And there you have it, the final passenger flight on the JET2 Boeing 757. Overall, it was a very good flight. Atmosphere was very good on board, despite everyone being very sad about the occasion. You know, they've been such an iconic aircraft for many years. I mean, the particular frame that we flew on, 37 years old, is the oldest flying 757 in the world. I'm not 100% sure which one that'll be now that this one is going for scrap. I have a feeling it's one in the US somewhere. If any of you know, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. But yeah, it was just such a good experience on board. Really friendly crew. And everyone got to visit the flight deck as well, which I think was everyone's main concern. It did take us, I think, everyone around 35 minutes to look in the flight deck. Literally, there was only time to go in, say hello to the first officer. The captain was on the door greeting people. Time for a picture and then leave. It was all very efficient. But yeah, like I say, very good experience, and it's going to be an aircraft that's just going to be so badly missed by spotters and even crew themselves. You know, I've been on a few 757 flights this year, and you know, you speak to the crew. Many of them are now on the new Airbus A321 or on the 737, and you know, they're going to miss it a lot. For a lot of them, it's all they've ever known. So yeah, it's very it's an aircraft that everyone adores. Actually, arriving into Manchester just then, you saw that my passport didn't work at the E-gates, which it normally always does. So I had to go to the man desk. Thankfully, the chap there was very friendly, so that was good. Just want to say a massive thank you, everyone who stayed right to the end. About an hour. This video has ended up being, mainly because I've included all the taxi and the climb and the landing footage, etc. I just felt like keeping it all in just sort of adds to the experience. This is the first trip report that I've done in quite a while. It's a new format. It's a new GoPro, new filming equipment, and any feedback is greatly appreciated. I've got a few more videos planned for this month and in the wider year, so yeah, any future recommendations or suggestions on equipment, editing techniques, and just the overall style of the video will be greatly appreciated. So yes guys, hope you enjoyed coming with me on the last JET2 757 passenger flight from Geneva to Manchester. It was a very good flight, good experience, and one that I will remember for many years to come. Thank you everyone, take care.